Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for joining me in SpringWatch. This is 14 days of video projects that are coming out to you back to back, and we've already done 1 week, we're into week 2, but I'm having so much fun. And it's also because it's Wednesday. This is Way Back Wednesday. Now, this is my new thing that I started in the new year, where I would remake an old project, but in the current and new papers. And actually for last week, because obviously it's a video tutorial, I decided to film me making an old project. And I'm doing it again this week, and I'm wondering actually if that might be the better route to go to refilm the old projects. So this is the one that we're making today. Let me just zoom in. I'm doing this on my camera because I can't find my tablet. A small child has got it. This is my fold flat birthday bag, which was from, oh, there you go, January last year. So SpringWatch last year. So this is my 3rd year of doing it. And I'm going to remake it, and it actually folds flat. So this is your goodie bag that folds flat. So if you are maybe making a lot of these in readiness for a birthday party, for, you know, where you need to make lots of them in advance, and you don't want to have them stood up like this, which, you know, obviously is a bit of a space issue, you fold them flat. So I'm going to show you how to make it. Okay, let me turn off my phone before that I dial somebody accidentally. Okay, so to make this particular size bag, you need a piece of paper that measures 12 by 8 inches. Now, the pattern is going to go across the length, so you cut off that way, okay? So it's 12 inches left to right with the pattern going, okay, which is 30.5 by 20 centimetres. Nearly forgot the metrics. Okay, let me get my scoring tool. And we're going to score the short side first. Now, normally I say to score the long side, but this time we're going to score on the short. And what you want to the left is what is going to be the bottom of your bag, because we are scoring this line here. So what is the bottom of the bag needs to go to the left. And you need to score it at 2 inches, which is 5 centimetres. Okie dokie. And I'd like my bunting to go this way, you see. So that is the bottom of my bag. With it on the long side, we're going to do full score lines at 2 inches, and I'm going to give you the imperial first, 5 3/4, 7 3/4, and 11.5 inches. So all the way full score lines. That's 5, 14.5, 19.5, and 29 centimetres. Then we're going to do part score lines to roughly the 5-inch mark, which is 22.5 centimetres. So roughly down to there. And we're going to score it at, I've lost my markings, 1 inch, which is 2.5 centimetres, and 6 inches. No, that's not right. 1 inch and 6 inches. Sorry, 1 inch and 6 3/4, which is 7 centimetres. That's not right either. Oh, so I've put my markings. I'll make sure I get the imperial, the metric right. So 6 3/4. So 1 inch and 6 3/4. So basically, you can probably see it that way round better. They are halfway down the full ones, and that is so that we can get this crease here. And yeah, I've managed to I've written my notes up the metrics wrong, so I will make sure that on the blog post that goes along with this, that the correct markings are there, correct instructions are there. So if you want to get to the project, look in the description bar, there is a link directly to this project there. Okay, so fold and burnish your score lines, but only the full length ones, not those 2 part scores. We'll come to those in a minute. And keep going. So, and yeah, I've been enjoying doing Way Back Wednesday. It's been nice for me to revisit my old projects and you know, see what they look like with modernised paper. But I hadn't been sharing a new video, I'd been sharing the original video, but I think that confused some people, because when I did a shopping bag a few weeks back, quite a lot of people said, where can I get the roller? The roller stamp, I can't find it on the Stampin' Up shop, and that's because it was 2 years old and we've retired that now. So I'm thinking, so let me know in the comments if you'd like me to refilm an old project and just show where I got my inspiration from. Okay, so I've burnished all of my long score lines, and these part ones, just give them a bit of a bend. You don't need to go all the way down, but just sort of start the bend process in the opposite direction. So you know, your mountains and your valleys, that kind of idea. So we've started those, and I'm going to just do a little bit of trimming. So that's my that's that single score line I did. So this is the bottom of the box. So I need to take out a little bit, and I will hover in a minute. So I've taken out the bottom corner, and then the other 3 score lines that go up, we're going to cut those and just straight up to the horizontal line. Okay, so that's my piece of paper, and these are all loose. Okay, good. Right. Adhesive down this side. So this is my tab that I'm going to close the bag with. So adhesive down there. That's the back of my box. I'm going to fold in my sides and the back, and then run some adhesive down here, and this will be the front of the bag. And there we go. And now, when you start to, when you grip at the top, you will start to the creases will go in naturally. Now, often that's the point I will stop. Now, to make this a fold flat bag, you're going to have to be brave. And you walk your fingers down the sides until you get resistance. So you keep walking down until you get, it doesn't want to go any further, and you really just have to be brave and bring this part up. And so I'm using the whole of my hand to push, and you will get that happen. So I was very brave, so I pushed it all the way down as far as it would go, and then I bent it. So this is the bottom of the bag, so this is where all my adhesive and what have you went to. And I have got a score line on the back of the bag, but not the front. The front is perfectly smooth. And if you want to reinforce it a bit, grab your bone folder on both sides, and when I open it up, I pressed it so hard it's not wanting to open. I've got a score line there, which I'm not sure if you'll see, but I've now created 2 score lines there. And just be brave. And if you're not sure if you're brave enough, don't practice on your good paper, practice on your scrap. Nobody ever wants to waste good paper. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to decorate. So I've got this oval here. Now my original one, I closed it up differently, but I'm going to leave it open and put a handle in instead. So I've got my large oval punch. This is not the extra large, this is the large, and I'm just kind of really eyeballing roughly where the middle is, and punch it through. So that's my cute little handle for my bag, very sweet. And my stamping has come from the Bloom in Love, because this is the birthday bouquet stamp paper, and this is all sort of part of the same suite, and if it's a goodie bag for you is ideal. So that one there, got my block, got hair in my face, waiting to have my hair cut, and it's all a bit long at the moment in my eyes. And then I'm going to go with Watermelon Wonder, because that's the colour that's in the background here, and it's also going to be the ribbon I'm going to use on this one. So for you, punched out with the same large oval that we used before. Just eyeball that and get that straight. And then I've got this spare bit here, so I've got the scallop oval, and it nests beautifully. So some adhesive on the back, and I get lots of people saying which are the nesting pairs. It's the scallop oval goes with the large oval. There we go. And then I'm going to put, well, you see, I put the pool party ribbon behind. I have brought out the Watermelon Wonder. I don't know if it might be a bit too big. I think it's going to, no, I don't know. I think it's going to look a bit like a rosette really, rather than, yeah. Let's just move that and look up at my shelves and see if there's a different one to go. I might put white with it actually. I'm going to put some white. Because I think that's a bit too much there with that big wide watermelon ribbon. So this is the seam binding ribbon, and you know me, I'm all about staples right now. Oh, that's far too long, but that's okay. We'll staple it and trim it again. All about staples. And actually this is what I did in my original project is I stapled it on. So I'm, you know, kind of sticking that thing, that's too long, so trim it down. And then I have got these lovely little bow paper clips, which are really sweet. And if anybody out there is into planners and planning, they're nicer than the Kate Spade ones. Shh, I didn't say that at all. I looked at the Kate Spade ones, extraordinarily expensive. Ours are just as lovely and nowhere near as expensive. So there we go. So that's my pretty girly version. Last year's was very boy, and this is the girly version, and it folds flat. For easy storage, so you can make plenty in advance and then fill them up on the day of the party. And I hope you like it. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me, and I hope to speak to you soon. Bye.